Trisha, one of the last things I want to ask you here as we kind of wrap up this conversation is one of the things that obviously has changed in your life over the last decade in terms of your journey as a creator is starting a family, getting married, and having your son. I'm really curious how motherhood has impacted your approach to content creation, if at all.
The only thing I would say it's really changed is it kind of forced me to take a stronger look at work-life balance, right? So a lot of creators have a hard time finding that work-life balance because we do enjoy so much of what we do, that it's very easy to work yourself into the ground or think, well, the YouTube algorithm really likes channels that upload daily. So I have to do whatever I can, even if it's working, even if it's not sleeping, to crank out a video every day to please the algorithm or whatnot. And this is why you so often hear creators talk about burnout, because you are the product and you can only scale yourself so much before you're just done. And for me, starting a family made me really look at that and say, now when I look at my list of priorities, right, my tiny human, he's the top. Everything else takes a backseat to him. So if I'm not, and it's part of the reason, again, like I said, that I've kind of stepped away from YouTube in the last 3 to 5 years because my son's 4 now. And when looking at my priorities and looking what gives me the biggest return, and kind of makes me feel, and I don't just mean return as far as financial return, right? I mean, as far as what type of content I enjoy creating, but also, sure, as a business decision, what gives me the best return? YouTube really took a backseat. It was like a no thanks, I'm good. Because whereas, before I had this list, little dude gets put in here and everything else gets moved down. So something's got to give, and you realize you can't do it all. And what's most important, 50 years from now, when I look back at my life, is it going to be super important that I posted that trailer review that day? Or is it going to be more important that I sat down with my son and helped him learn his ABCs? And that just is what it is.
That's well said. I was browsing through your Instagram a little bit before we hopped on this conversation, and I saw like a post that you had with your son last year, and it was a post where he asked you to play a video game with him. And that must have been such like a cool experience to have like this thing, right? This hobby of yours that has now grown into something that is also part of your business, but it's something that you can also share with your son, like this passion that you have. I imagine that is just something that, being able to kill multiple birds with one stone, right? Like doing this for work, but then also still getting to enjoy it with your son is something that is to be cherished.
It's very cool. I'm excited for him to get a little bit older, so that he can kind of hang a little more, if you know what I mean. Right now, he's very just like, I have to say, Logan, press the button, buddy. He's not quite there on his own yet, but he just turned 4. He's got plenty of time. But yeah, being able to share that with him, I think will be super cool. And I hope that he, doesn't enter into that kid phase where he's like, oh man, everything my parents like is so stupid. Like I'm like, no, please like video games. Please. So that's my hope. But really, whatever he's into, I just want to support as much as I can. But yeah, the more I can share with him things I'm passionate about, the better. And that's super cool. And yeah, I mean, my son is not all over my Instagram. He's not all over my content. That's a conscious decision that I made when he was born, for privacy reasons. Now, then, at first I made the decision of like never showing his face ever. But then it felt really not genuine to be like, here's snapshots of my life, and none of them include my baby. Like, am I hiding that I'm a parent? I don't want to hide that I'm a parent either. So he makes appearances every now and then, but it's, it's a little more subdued. I definitely didn't want to go the route of making my content all about my family life because my husband and my son didn't sign up for that. That's not what they want to do. Plus, I really like talking about tech and video games, so I don't really want to change my brand. So it's been a very interesting line to walk. And I actually organized a panel at TwitchCon. Last year, TwitchCon was in person, about people who are parents who stream. And I had a bunch of different people on that panel talking about how you kind of balance that content creator, streamer lifestyle and being a parent. And we had some people on the panel who were parents before they became content creators, some people who were content creators before they became parents. And what we really learned is that everybody has their own way of dealing with it. And there's a lot of different solutions out there, and you just kind of have to find what's right for you. But yeah, I mean, it definitely changed the way that I look at my content. It changed, how I think about producing my content, etc. From a privacy concern, from a branding concern, and just from a work-life balance concern.
Hey there, thank you so much for watching this excerpt of the Videocraft show presented by Video Husky. If you're a content creator that struggles to organize scripture ideas for your videos, I've got a resource for you. You can get a copy of our free script template. Using it can help you structure your videos and save you hours of time from filming in the process. To get it, all you have to do is just scroll down on this video, find the link in the description, and subscribe to our email list. From there, it'll get delivered straight to your inbox right after you sign up. And by the way, if you're enjoying these videos, can you do us just a quick favor and hit the like button before you go? And if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel too, to stay up to date with all the content that we're creating here on this channel. And finally, be sure to tune into the Videocraft show presented by Video Husky on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever it is that you get your podcasts. We've got links in the description down below. If you want to watch or listen to the full episode, just tap the video right next to me over here, and that'll take you to the entire episode in which this excerpt is from. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.